What a phenomenal gathering, and it's wonderful to follow both my two dear friends, Governor Chafee, and my partner in legislative leadership, Senate President Paiva. Just digress and just ditto to everything, Teresa, you just said. And I want everyone in this room to know, in so many of the issues that we talk about, I am privileged to work with such a dear person in the Senate who is so many times my conscience on these issues, whether it's fighting for health care and access to services so needed and uplifting people, not handout, but hand up. So Teresa, a special thank you and welcome for being here with me today. But these meetings, my mother had a saying that every now and again you needed some food for your soul. Food for your soul. And that's what you bring when you come and do the Interfaith Coalition annually. And I know it doesn't always seem that way because we have faced difficult financial issues, struggling, as Teresa so eloquently pointed out. But we see it, these two individuals with me, working with me, the senators and elected officials and representatives that have all been recognized, understand that we in government exist to help one another. We are inherently human when we come together as a community and know that when one of us succeed, we all must succeed for us to truly live up to what it means to be human. And that's what you bring. You bring advocacy, you bring love, quite frankly, to the discussion. And that's what we need, as Teresa said, to be reminded of. So I look forward to working with the issues that Teresa talked about. And I want to highlight that in terms of education. And it struck me that when one of the mission statements that you have talks about education being a way out of poverty, central to uplifting of human spirit is intellectual capacity. Central to people caring for one another. Central for us to love one another is what we instill in our children by access to a public education second to none. From that, good things flow. So I want to put a special emphasis on public education. We're moving in terms of enacting the funding formula and moving forward that education is truly equitable. It's poignant in that this is the 50th year of the war on poverty. It's no secret that I grew up in struggling means. A child born in 1961, a direct beneficiary of so many of the programs that President Johnson and the members of Congress fought for and enacted so many years ago. So I do not forget, and you cannot let us forget, that we must continue to work together to make sure no one is left behind. And that comes from what I like to call those foundations for success: quality health care, a good, safe, affordable place to live, access to education, investments in all of us that make us all better, both economically, both socially, but also better in our souls. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for welcoming me and so many of my members. We will keep you in our heads and most importantly in our hearts as we continue to work with these two dear people to my left here and trying to enact programs that are going to uplift all of us. So thank you very much for being here and welcome to your State House.